Hello and welcome to this Microsoft Teams video. This is the fourth video in a series. We will be covering the Teams section in this video and specifically how to create teams, how to create channels, and how to go about deciding on a structure for the teams and the channels. If you like this video, please click this the like button. This will help us on the algorithm for YouTube. If you would like to see more of our videos, please click the subscribe button or the bell icon for notifications. And we hope you enjoy this video. Thank you very much.
Run around me, catch about me, go get out me, yeah. Shawty, I'm a riding G, I'm a dying piece, I'm around me.
So the first thing you'll see when you get into Teams is that it's created a team with your organization name and a channel with that team. The channel has 3 tabs always, so it's got posts, files, and wiki, and then you've got the option of adding tabs, which we'll cover shortly. So in Teams, it's important to first decide what your structure is going to be. So are you going to create teams as departments? Are you going to create teams as events? Or are you going to create teams as projects? And then once you've done that, you can decide what your channels underneath that team is going to be. Is it going to be stages within a project, different groups that deal with different tasks within an event, or like with a department, different people within that department or different groups within that department. So to sort of demonstrate that, we'll create a new team and we'll build it from scratch. You've got 3 options when you're creating teams. You've got either a private team, so you decide who's going to be in the team, and then you've got your public and your organization-wide teams. Public just means that anyone can join this team, and organization-wide means that anyone within the organization is automatically included in that team. So we're going to do a private team, and we're going to call it accounts, for example. We're going to create this team. And that's what will happen when it's finished creating the team. So then it's going to ask you, okay, who do you want to include in this team? You can either do this at the beginning here, or you can do it later on. We'll just add my 2 demo users here. We've got John and Jane Doe. And you'll see that these users obviously also form a part of my previous videos on Teams. Previously we covered activity and chat. So the links to those videos will be in the description below. Once you create the team, you'll see again, it creates the general channel for you. And in this case, the first thing we would want to do is create channels for this team. So in this case, I'm going to create accreditors. I'm going to create debtors. Let's say we call it accounting. Sorry, actually payroll. Okay, so this is just to demonstrate how you can break down the channels within a structure that you've decided on. The reason I've gone with departments, it's easier to manage and to understand. Projects and events can get out of hand a bit sometimes within organizations, because everyone ends up creating too many teams and it becomes a bit chaotic. So we generally decide on this 4 people or the structure 4 people, and then there will be an administrator who adds the accounts on everyone's behalf. So we've got the accounts team that's been created, we've got the channels. And then we're just going to quickly look at these settings over here. So you can either, if you've been added to a team and you want to not see it all the time because it's not an active team for you, you can hide it. If you are the person that's created the team, you can manage the team. These we'll go through in more detail in some other videos. I'm not going to waste too much time on that now. As you've seen, we can add a channel. We can add members to this team. So this is what I said, where we had that screen we could have where we added people in the beginning. We can go and add people afterwards again. You can leave a team. If you're the creator of the team, once again, you can edit it, meaning the name. And then you can get the link to the team, which you can send to people. Manage tags. It's a relatively new feature. This is just to create some searchability for a team, but that's more relevant in very large organizations. And then we've got, you can delete the team if, again, you're the creator of that team. Okay, then to get to channels, we've got, again, like I said, the 3 tabs. Posts is where we post updates for that particular department or channel. So, for example, in the payroll channel, the person or the people who deal with the payroll department or the payroll section would say that they've completed certain tasks related to payroll and announce it within the post sections for the payroll sections. Debtors, there might be communications at month end in this post section to go through certain procedures so that people can notify other people when they've done certain tasks related to debtors. Same with creditors. Again, when we get to the payroll section, well, let's actually go to debtors because I want to demonstrate something here. So we've got the posts, we've got also files. So if any files are shared within the post section, because at the bottom you can see we've got the same functionality we had with chat. We can add documents here and emojis and all the things that are related to chat. But say we've got documents that we add here, those documents will go and sit under files for us to manage over here. So that's how the documents or the file section works. It's just easier than scrolling through the chat section to find files within the file section that was shared before. You can also then work off of those files from this section. That we'll do a video on because I think that requires a video by itself to show collaboration on documents. I will add the link to that in the description once we've done that video. Then you've got Wiki. Wiki is just where you can set general information, organizational procedures, departmental procedures in a structured format within that channel. So that's just an information section for people to go to, especially new users who join the organization. And then we've got our tab section, which is very important within the team structure. So these are applications that you can add to the channel that is relevant to the people who work within that channel. So I'm going to use a specific example. You can see obviously you can add Excel sheets, forms, planner for task management and like project management, PowerPoint, stream for videos that you can add there, and a very common one that we deal with is reports. And at the bottom here, custom applications that we've built for our customers for that specific department. So we'll have maybe a debtors app that deals with certain functionality that those people work on, and then we'll add that app as a power app within their channel. I'm going to demonstrate this just with a link on a website. So I'm going to say these debtors people need to access the accounting software. So very common accounting software that we find in the world at the moment is your Xero accounting software. So then you can just go to the link for the login and place the tab over here. So what we're basically doing is we're making it so that any users who work within the debtors department has all their work and what they need to do within Teams. They never need to leave this screen or this interface to go and do something else somewhere else. We add everything in here for them. And that's the whole point of the tabs section, to organize the work for the users and deliver applications to the users in one place. And that's very important. So that sort of concludes your teams and your channels, and we've also covered the structure that you can choose. Again, just going over that briefly, is that you can make teams departments, events, or projects, or anything else you can think of, but you need to decide on a structure for your teams so that it doesn't become chaotic later on. We often have to rebuild this for customers when we get called in to help them with their Office 365 setup. Now, here's something very important that you need to note when you're working with Teams and Office 365. So this is both Teams and Office 365 related. If you create Teams, and we would recommend that you create everything from Teams, something happens within Office 365. So the first thing that happens is that you've got a team and it creates a SharePoint site for that specific team as well. So if we go to Office 365, we can go to SharePoint, and we would probably now see in SharePoint, once it opens, in SharePoint, we will see that an accounts site was created. So there you can see there's an account site. Under sites for SharePoint sites, you can see there's human resources. So it's very important to understand that this is what happens within Teams, because your files goes to your files actually live in SharePoint. So that's why if you go to the file section here in a channel, you can actually open this section from SharePoint. That's where it saves the files for you. So if you create a team within Teams, it'll create a SharePoint site and also a group within Office 365. Then what it also does is for each team, it'll create groups for that team. So if I want to use Planner, for example, as an application, it'll also create a plan for that specific team. This is sometimes delayed, so we see often someone creates a team within Teams, and then they come to Planner and there's no plans here. But the plan does exist for this particular team, and you normally see that if you add the plan to the team. So if I go to General and I want to add a planner or a plan into Teams from Planner, that will actually exist for this team already. So you'll add the existing plan for that team. Very important to understand, so that you don't create the plan twice, because it's already created a plan for that team. So that's a very important part, because that's our structure. We normally create a plan immediately for that team. Another thing to note is it creates a OneNote document, or a OneNote, what do we call it, a OneNote notebook for this team as well. So again, you don't want to go into OneNote separately and go and create a OneNote notebook, because that'll create a duplicate of the same thing. It will have an accounts OneNote notebook. I'm not going to cover that in this particular video. it's quite a detailed sort of functionality that we can do in another video. So we can actually do a plan and a OneNote video on how you add that within Teams, and then also how you manage it from Teams. And that's explained. So that's your team structure explained, and how you go about understanding how it works and setting it up. I hope this was helpful. Please, if you like this video, click the like button. Give us some comments if you have any questions about any other software within Office 365 or Teams itself. Or subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos and get notifications for new videos by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much.